cellulite. That's a word most of us are very familiar with because almost 90% of us have it, but there is hope out there. Dr. Mulholland shows us how one procedure may just be the answer we've all been looking for when it comes to dealing with cellulite.
Jennifer, so nice to meet you.
Nice
Dr.
to meet you.
Mulholland, have a seat and relax. So we're here today to do a Cellfina procedure on Jennifer, which is really a revolutionary and innovative new procedure to treat cellulite.
Cellulite's something that I've had since I was about 15 years old. It is a bit of a genetic gift from my mother and my grandmother.
I see some vertical pits, and these are held down by those vertical tight elastic bands that the Cellfina releases. What is cellulite? It's one of the most common problems that women present to a cosmetic physician with. It's lumpy, bumpy, irregular skin. There's the smile line of your bum crease. The smile line of your bum crease, we don't want to release that. That would allow the bum to fall, which would be very bad.
Very bad. I've been working really hard both with my diet and at the gym. Pretty much steady throughout my life, but it's really never impacted the appearance of the back of my legs. So it's something that I've always been aware of.
It's not related to your diet, it's not related to your exercise, it's a hereditary curse that's made worse by estrogen. And so when we treat cellulite, we need something that treats the pits and the nodules. And the pits are the most notable. They're the shadowy thing that women see that they hate. So you're going to see the Cellfina at work today with Jennifer. Once the freezing is placed in the bottom, so there's no pain, we then have the Cellfina device, which is part suction coupled device that sucks the cellulite dimples into it. And then through that is a little metallic probe that goes in, moves back and forth, divides the vertical bands, and comes out. Very simple. Unlike many procedures that I might perform, they can get right off the table, put back on their clothing, and go back to normal activities. Hello, Jennifer. Caught you. Yes, having a sneak peek. Have a seat there. And so we're now 4 weeks out. How did it go?
It was good. I'm really happy with the results. The experience was quite simple, actually, and it was relatively painless.
But I'm pretty happy. That's an impressive improvement.
Just looking at the pictures before, I did have some deep pitting, and now looking at the pictures, you can actually see those have been released, and it's really early stages, and I know it's going to get better, but you can already see the results.
It's one of those treatments I think is going to catch on because it's ubiquitous. Virtually every adult woman has cellulite. There hasn't been a lot of long-term single solution options. This is one.
Please welcome live in studio Dr. Steve Mulholland. So they're not under general anesthesia. You're just freezing wherever the area is that you're going to be using the Cellfina. So what does she need to do to keep her backside looking like that? Because that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is a very good result. It's done under local anesthesia in the office as an outpatient.
Yeah.
And unlike so many of the other things we do, there's really no maintenance required.
None?
So no, it's a one-time release. Pops up, smoothens the dimpled skin. There's some other things we can do for the loose skin, sometimes with cellulite, or nodules, but for the release of the pits, no maintenance required with a nice long-term result.
She can jump off your table and go eat a burger.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
you did say that it's not related to diet at all. Cellulite
right.
is something, it doesn't matter if you're a size 2, you could have cellulite, right?
You've got some skinny mini marathon runners with bad cellulite and some smooth, round, Rubenesque, corpulent figures with no cellulite.
With none. Okay, why is this a game changer? Because I've always heard there is nothing you can do about cellulite.
Well, then that's why it's a game changer, because there has been nothing that's this minimally invasive with such a nice result. So it's an easy procedure to perform. There's very few risks or contraindications. It's a one-time treatment with a long-term result. The pivotal study has a 93% satisfaction rate at 3 years.
Okay.
Now, it probably goes on 4, 5, and 6 years. It's like a facelift. It always looks good, and you age a little bit around it, but it's not like you need maintenance for your facelift. You don't need maintenance for your Cellfina.
So doesn't she need to come in and get that done again in 3 years?
Yeah, no. This is going to last a long time. There may be some recurrence over time. We just don't know how long. Right now, I tell patients 93% satisfaction at 3 years.
Okay, so this is what I always ask you. You know what I'm going to ask you. Does it hurt?
There is a very small degree of aesthetically acceptable discomfort. Call it like a
You're such a politician. Is it like a little pinching?
like a bruise. Like the treatment hurts
okay.
not at all. Once the freezing is in, there's no pain. There's a
Okay.
little bruise discomfort after for a few days. There might be some yellowish discoloration from the release. But in essence, you go back to walking the dog the next day,
Okay.
office job the next day, and back to the gym at 4 weeks.
At 4 weeks.
4 weeks,
Okay,
yeah.
so take a little bit of time off for that. Let's talk about cost. How much are we talking about?
Depends on severity, 1 or 2 dimples versus 50. And so in general, between $4,000 and $6,000 for a one-time treatment with years of improvement. It's really a cost-effective way to manage a very, very challenging and frustrating area.
Well, the first thing I asked you during the video that we were watching is, do men get cellulite?
You know, we have a lot of problems, we men.
Yeah.
One of it is not cellulite. Because it's so estrogen dependent, most of us have surging testosterone,
Right.
which gets the world in a lot of trouble, but cellulite is not one of us.
It doesn't give you cellulite.
No.
Okay, so it's not so bad. Okay, so no pain, you get right back to your regular procedures. Sounds amazing. I want to know what else is happening in your world, like what is hot when it comes to different procedures right now.
It's been such an amazing boom in just rejuvenation. So the injectables, Botox, Xeomin, Dysport, the fillers, Juvenum, Restylane, Radius, these are very, very popular because they're done judiciously. What's interesting, what I call the 10 in 10. In 10 years, seeing the average age of starting this go from 41 to 31.
Starting what? Botox?
Starting Botox and fillers. It's this millennial craze. I mean, I've got a 30-year-old, I'm looking at this kid going, man, you need a job, not Botox. And, but you know, I see these young kids start earlier than ever, and then the rejuvenation lasers, you know, for sweating, for rosacea, for hair removal. We've got a laser for almost every problem.
Right.
That's really popular. The non-surgical destruction of fat,
Yeah.
coupled with cellulite, because cellulite's not fat, and if you got fat together, we got permanent reduction techniques. We've done a story on that here on Cityline.
That's right.
And then this a new area of women's health. We'll call it women's health lasers.
Yes.
For stress urinary incontinence,
Yes.
for discharge pain, inflammation, for problems that we didn't have a solution for. We found another place to put the laser.
Right. If you want it to
Yes,
go
yes,
there,
yes.
okay? I just want to go right back to Botox getting younger. What, like, how do you feel about that? I don't often ask you that, but do you need to be doing Botox in your 30s, or can you just wait until you actually need it? Is there something good about being preventative?
I had a bit of a cognitive disconnect from 30-year-olds coming in my office with no wrinkles saying,
Yeah.
I'd like to do Botox, I don't want them. And I thought about it a bit, and you know, I try to caution them that this is a slippery slope of obsession.
Yeah.
But I get wanting to do a little bit of what I call baby Botox a couple times a year. So you know your mom gave you these frown lines, and they're coming. I get wanting to not ever get them. It's a competitive job market. It's harder than ever to secure a job. We know that we're judged on our appearance, and so
Yeah.
I kind of get that. I think I would just caution young people from relying too much on injectables and treatments and less on education and perseverance. That's all.
I like to hear that from a doctor. Thank you for that, Steve.